Hello, everybody in SoundCloud world. This is an important announcement from your CEO. It has come to my attention that our intern last week uploaded episode 45 onto his my private
account.
SoundCloud account, which I didn't know that I had. That intern, swift action has been taken. He has been fired. And episode 45 will be uploaded on the correct platform, the We Only Do One Take podcast SoundCloud account. It also has come to my attention that our intern also thought it would be appropriate to release the episode 29, which is not the official...
It's not actually out yet. It's not actually out yet. It'll be out on Sunday.
It'll be out on Sunday.
So that just means...
But it is not the official... It is not the official episode 29.
That just means, Mr. CEO, that if you don't have a new episode of episode 29 to replace it with, the intern from the magic of his home studio will upload that episode... with or without you.
Well, that's episode 29, part A, to be released on Sunday, with it, the real episode 29, part B, coming soon. And, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the We Only Do One Take podcast. Joining me is the Chief Health and Safety Officer, birthday boy extraordinaire.
Thank you
he's
very
old,
much.
He's crinkly, he's got a walking frame now. Turn!
You know what? I've been using enough crutches and moon boots in my time. I think that's enough for me. But yes, I'm feeling mighty old. I'm at the ripe old age of 27.
48.
27 at the moment. So let's just hope this year is...
Are you 27?
I'm 27.
Oh.
And that will bring... Let's just hope my 27th year is better than Kurt Cobain's. Let's just say that.
Yeah, well, I got past my 27, so I'm fine. It's all downhill from now.
Well, it's been downhill for a number of years, but we're still here. Yes, Kieran, I don't know how you did it, but somehow your account now has one of our episodes on it. And the threat now is that episode 29, which was put together, finally.
Yes.
Apparently part A. Mm-hmm. But will also be released Sunday. So hopefully we get everyone will be very lucky, all the fans, all the lovely wankers out there. We'll get 4 episodes on our account uploaded this week.
And aren't they lucky? They are very lucky listeners or consumers. Turch, one of the most popular episodes that we've had has been the Rollies episode.
Yes.
Where the Netherlands have...
I remember telling you this. I remember watching it and refreshing the page because I like to check the stats here and there. And I think we're definitely over 3,000 listens at the moment.
Right. Well... What I wanted to do is, I wanted to go, what is that word rollie? Because I made it up for retirement schoolies. Rollies, right? Well, rollies, our investigative department has come back to me. And rollies are a type of shoe in the Netherlands.
Oh, really?
It is, and the research says it's based in Australia, from an Australian invention.
No way.
But it is...
Are those shoes with the roll? Like, I think we call them Heelys here. Like, they have got like the roller skate shoe at the back.
No. They're the shoes.
Oh, okay, like a sort of a casual sort of shoe there.
Yeah, casual with lots of little holes in them.
Yeah. So they call those rollies.
They call them rollies.
As I think I messaged you about this.
Yes.
Episode, was it 41? 40?
Something
like that. Called rollies. It was one of our most popular episodes, like straight off the bat, and all these people from the Netherlands.
So they're probably waiting for us to talk about shoes.
Shoes, yeah.
But we never get there.
Maybe we should encode all our podcasts. Like, we should call this one, like, the Brony Happy Hour or something like that. That way My Little Pony fans will just listen to it. Like, we should trick all our audience at every episode to do it something subtly different. I think that might help us get... either lots of hate mail, or potentially another fan.
Well, I reckon, I also reckon we take politics side whenever we go like Liberals are wankers, and then the next episode is Labour's are wankers, and all hail the Liberal Party. Then the episode after that, all hail Labour Party. You know what I mean? We'll get a broad collective.
I'd like to think that our fans are a big, broad collective, but I feel like a lot of them are just waiting for the Trump watch every week. Sadly, no Trump Watch this week, but we'll try our best for next one. But Kieran, do you have a rant for us?
No. Well,
You kind of do?
I kind of do.
Because I kind of have a little one, but if you've got something for me...
No, you go.
All right.
You go.
Mine's a very simple one. We've got our New Year's episode coming up.
We do. The New Year's special.
The New Year's special. And Jess is organising the party.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're coming up a bit earlier as well, so we've got like a Mexican night one night, and then we've got like a chill bad movie night the night before New Year's Eve.
More of a recovery night.
More of a recovery night, like a chill sort, just making sure that our bodies are prepared, that we don't go overboard for New Year's Eve. And then New Year's Eve is the big night. It's the Miami Vice 80s party. Really exciting.
Extraordinaire.
I cannot wait. And on the weekend, I went down to Roger David, which is closing down completely. So if you're looking for a suit, cheap, that's really nice. Roger David, at the moment, 70% off. Pretty good. So I went down and thought, I don't need a suit, but,
What did you get?
Well, if there's any shirts or, like, chinos or something like that, I might pick up. But they had the perfect 1980s, like, floral, pink, Hawaiian-type shirts. Perfect for the 80s party.
Oh, yeah.
And I picked it up 70% off, so for $25, I picked up a beautiful, nice, 80s style shirt.
Yeah, right.
I'll feel like a character from Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Fantastic.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
So I took it home, very excited, showed Jess. She was like, yep, that's great. But here's my little rant. And again, it's nothing big. But why do the tags on the inside of the shirt on the side, you know what I mean? Like on the side seams, why the fuck are they like 3 inches long?
That is an excellent question.
I don't understand. Like, you take all the labels and tags off, but like there's some adhered, like, they're there with a safety pin connected to it. But there's always that one really long tag.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, you're not on that CEO money, right? So I get my shirts tailored.
I understand that,
Right.
but
Tailored.
yeah,
Right.
I want to see your tailored shirt.
Comfortable fitting. It fits well, right? None of this. I don't have these tag problems. Maybe one day when you're a CEO and you have the responsibility of making sure a podcast is broadcast on the right channel to our listeners.
Maybe I'm just not on those wages as of yet. But for now, for a joke shirt, I just wanted a nice something simple to wear. But it seriously had like a tag. I should have kept it. I had to cut it because it was like 2-3 inches long of tag.
You're saying yours is only 2 to 3 inches long?
Yeah, the tag.
Okay.
Yeah.
You call it a tag.
The unit itself is much larger.
Okay.
But the tag.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
A small price tag.
I like large price tags.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, by the way, I was down in Southland the other day.
I'm very impressed.
I'm going to go back there because there's a hat I've got to buy. But
I thought you'd get tailored suits and tailored clothing. Oh no, you're going to buy a hat?
But I'm going to.
I hope it doesn't have a long tag, motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
But I'm going to give you the hat to give to me. Right. And I need to act all surprised. Right. Because on the hat, it was black. Big giant writing on it. CEO.
I will never buy you anything with the word CEO on it, ever.
And I'm like, I want that hat.
I will only buy it you if it's just on top of the words a letter CEO, it says the worst. Then I will buy you any type of t-shirt, hat, cup, anything that you want, but I will say the worst.
Ooh, cup
CEO.
would be good. That would be mug, yeah.
You know, it'd be really great if we got one of them spoons.
Like episode 29. They are on their way.
Yeah.
No,
but that's actually on its way, so you better get on that.
I do have a rant. The dry cleaner lost my tailored shirt with the no tag.
See, if you had a tag, you might have.
So I'm trying to. So it's been missing for 2 weeks.
Well, that's it. That's gone.
I picked up my suit 2 weeks ago. Shirt gone. Not there.
Well, you get your shirts
Right.
dry cleaned.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chuck them in the wash.
No. Because I needed my suit, right?
Yeah, your suit you dry clean.
And I was being lazy. And I was like, well, stuff ironing the shirt as well. If I'm going to pick up my suit, I might as well put it all together.
Because you don't wear suits and
I don't wear that often, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what, better just grab it. because and these dry cleaners never let me down. Never let me down.
Yeah.
Right. And they're the type of people I can rely on that they can get it done in 24 hours.
That's
Right,
Jeez.
because if I don't plan ahead, they can get it done. They charge for it, but
Yeah.
they can get it done in 24 hours.
that's pretty good.
And I can pick it up the next day.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Fantastic, right? So love them. Okay, they lost my shirt first time.
Ugh.
Now this shirt was tailored, $50 it cost me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right,
So what's that, like 80 Australian?
about 80 Australian. Right, it's a silk shirt. It's a very nice shirt.
Nice.
It's
I didn't pick you as the silk man.
This was when you're getting a tailored suit made, right? And you've got to get the best.
The best.
The best.
I don't know. I don't think I could wear silk shirts. I think I
it's
would
like
feel.
I think it's like silk and cotton. I don't know.
I was gonna say I would feel like I was in like a robe ready for a massage. You know what I mean?
It's not 100% silk.
Right.
Right, but it's very nice. You know what I mean?
That's the worst
You look at it and you're just like, that is quality. You know what I mean? That is CEO. You look at him and you go, he's a CEO, right? They've lost it. Where was I going with this rant? Anyway,
I don't know.
2 weeks. 2 weeks has
weeks.
gone by. I go in there again and I'm like, have you found my shirt? Anyway, they're like, well, what does the tag say? And I'm like, well, it was made in Vietnam. I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to explain to them and I'm like, well, what color is it? I'm like, white. And they're like, oh, we've got a lot of white.
Yeah.
Plus, this place, they take it to a different place to get it dry cleaned and then bring it back.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
They
though.
don't do it at this store. So anyway, thank God my suit had a small tag. Not a big tag, a
but
small
I'm
tag.
happy with the small tag. I just hate these like 3 and 4 inch things. You know, and it's really, really common on. I know you don't know this, but it's really, really common on like sports shirts, like gym shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was a joke at you because you don't go to the gym.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I know that.
What did you say?
I said, don't worry. The moment has passed, but when you edit this episode, you'll notice how good that joke was.
Sorry, I was looking at Roger David. I'm like, yes, they do have 70% off.
Yeah, they do. So they're closing down. They're in liquidation. So if you'd like to go down,
there you go.
definitely, and all our fans out there, definitely go out there. But Kieran,
I really want to know what that joke was now.
no, you have to listen to the Now you have to edit the episode. But Kieran, I think you have an article for us. What have you got for us?
I certainly do. A woman was jailed for 3 months because police thought her cotton candy was meth. A Georgia woman spent 3 months in jail after 2 deputies said a field test of a blue substance found in a car she was in turned up positive for methamphetamine. But it wasn't meth, it was cotton candy.
That's amazing.
Dasha Fincher claims that while she was in jail, she missed several major life events, including the birth of 2 twin grandchildren, and was refused medical care for a broken hand and an ovarian cyst. Now she has filed a lawsuit against the Monroe County and the 3 officials involved for wrongful imprisonment and violating her civil rights.
An ovarian cyst, like, I know people that have suffered from them before, and all I know is that they're the most excruciating pain.
Yeah, right.
And obviously, any broken bone is pretty bad. To be neglected
Yeah.
because they fucked up. They couldn't tell the difference between cotton candy and meth.
They obviously didn't do that. Let me on the movie is like, let's try it.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think they do that.
What do you mean?
I don't think they test the drugs as they're arresting someone. But
She must have had for a drug test to come up positive. She must have had a tiny little bit of methamphetamine somewhere.
It could, yeah, but in comparison to the 100% sugar that cotton candy is, I think the laboratory there should really be able to tell the difference. I would say if something is mostly sugar, like 90% to 95% sugar, I would assume that it has to be some sort of lolly or candy product. Even if it has 5% methamphetamine, which is made up of a bunch of chemicals, I'd assume. I
could just imagine this getting...
Sugar's like two elements stuck together, isn't it?
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I need a science. Our science man's on the computer playing computer games.
Bring in the science, man.
Yeah, I know, right? That's pretty good. That's pretty bad cop work.
I could just imagine the judge when you go in front of the judge and you're like, "Yep, we fucked up."
Well, there'll be no other way of... there have to be some sort of settlement.
Someone would have to get fired.
A lot of settlement.
Someone would have to get stood down, paid leave.
Yep.
For about a year.
That sounds about
While
right.
there's an investigation.
It'd be a very easy investigation. I'll give you that one. It's already in the news.
a good year. A good year.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, Kieran,
Yes.
it's been a very interesting time
Okay.
for people on the internet recently. And this is something that was brought to my attention on my birthday. Like, we went out and the
Tell us about the chicken, because I wasn't there for the chicken.
chicken was amazing. Absolutely amazing. You really missed out on that one. I'm putting it out there. But while we were eating our chicken,
Why was the chicken so good?
it was really tender.
Mm-hmm.
Jess and I got the boneless.
Mm-hmm.
It was really tender.
Mm-hmm.
Really crunchy on the outside though.
Yeah.
And then 2 different kinds of dipping sauce.
Oh, wow.
And we had like
Was it breast? Was it wings? What was it?
I think it was a mix of things. So you
Mhm.
got like a bit of breast, bit of tenderloin, bit of thigh.
And so they put the not the butter, but the flour and all that.
That's right,
Stuff,
yeah,
and make
yeah,
it
all
really
the-
crispy.
It was super crispy. It was nicely cooked inside. Obviously, nice and white. And the dipping sauces was like a spice, but not too spicy, just enough to sort of give you that nice taste. And the other one was like a sweet soy one, and that was really good too. Sort of complemented the.
And what beer did you get with it?
Oh, we got like this keg of beer that they brought to the table.
A keg of beer.
Yeah, it was like mini kegs, but like we drank 2 of them.
Shit.
Yeah, we were
missed out.
we were thirsty boys and girls.
I mean, I was getting Indian at that time, but
Well, look, we can't all win.
no, you can't.
But nonetheless, we were sitting at the table.
You should really not get onto tangents, Turch.
I know, right? But we were sitting at the table, and I was sitting next to my rhythm guitarist / trumpet player / sometimes the lead guitarist of the Clichés. And he goes to me, something's going to come out in the news, and I think you should talk about it on your podcast. I'm giving him full credit for this.
Yeah.
Because he got me onto it.
He's
Reb?
going to sign up for The Bachelor.
Reb? Well, yes, there's that.
Yeah.
I do, and I think you should too. I think we should try to push for you to be on The Bachelor, because I think it'd be hilariously great.
As long as I get to wear my CEO cap.
You can wear whatever you want, buddy boy. You can wear whatever you want, birthday boy. But he goes to me because you need to get on this. So, Reb, thank you very much for this article. So, he told me, in a quick summary, that people on the internet were reporting women on the internet to the IRS. And he left me with that. And I'm like, that doesn't sound that interesting. But I trust this guy with my life because he's just a freak.
Would you trust me with your life?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Perspective here.
Why wouldn't you trust me with
Look,
your
we're
life?
not going to get off into
No. You've gone there. Let's go there. Why?
Look, I've been in a band with this guy for many a year.
Mm-hmm.
We've only done the podcast for 2.
Okay.
Not even 2. 1. haven't even
Yeah.
haven't even hit a year of episodes yet. But we'll see in New Year's. Maybe we'll make it. But nonetheless, I decided to search it out. And this is what came up in the news. Right-wing trolls report online sex workers to tax authorities in #thought audit. Now, does that make any sense to you at all? No? First of all, you need to know, what is a thought?
I want to know did they overcharge these conservatives when they were going to see them in the brothels or
No. This is and that's what I thought too. But this is even better than I could ever imagine. So, do you know? First things first. Do you know what a thought is?
a thought like THOT?
THOT.
No idea.
Okay, so a thought is a word that's used on the internet quite a bit, and it actually stands for something. It stands for that hoe over there. Thought, which basically just means like a basic sort of bitch and but like bimbo sort of girl.
Yeah. Bottom bitch.
Yeah, it takes a lot of photos of herself on for
Yeah.
for Facebook likes or Instagram likes and this and that. Not much going on in the head, but attractive. But that's about it, you know. And does all those photos like all those social media posts that everyone sort of no one should really be into, but people like. And that's how she gets her, a bit of an attention whore sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's what a thought is.
Okay.
Now we need to understand what an incel is. So here's the next thing. So an incel is someone who's involuntarily celibate, which means that they can't find a girlfriend or can't find a partner or haven't had sex. Not because they don't want to have sex. It's just that they can't. It's just not working.
Well, that's why the word involuntary.
Involuntary part. So these are these 2 kinds of groups.
Okay.
So this is the next part. This is what connects them, right? Snapchat has just released a new part of their app, and I'm sure you've heard of Snapchat before. We've used Snapchat to send each other pictures of us on the toilet and all sorts of stupid shit like that.
I haven't used Snapchat for a while.
Haven't used it, but you know what?
But when I get on there, my God, there's so many Snapchats.
It's pretty bad. And I sort of lost interest in Snapchat, like, you know, that sort of thing. But Snapchat's released a new feature. It's called Snapchat Premium. So let's just say you're, I don't know, a super famous podcaster. You can now go...
Can we have the We Only Do One Take podcast premium?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So what it's meant to be done is like, okay, look, if you give me, I don't know, $10 a month, whatever, I will give you premium images.
It's a subscription service, right?
Subscription service. Perfect way of putting it. So what these thoughts have been doing is going, hey, we can use this subscription service.
Wait, people... So if you're a thought...
Yeah.
Am I paying you $10 a month?
Yeah, so they've gone, hey, I've got this premium service on Snapchat.
So it's porn?
It's basically the guys are paying for individualized pictures of this woman, porn-wise.
Yeah.
And they're selling their pictures through Snapchat Premium.
Yeah.
Which is one way of doing it. So that's how this started. I'm like, okay, I sort of get how these incels, they're going, you know what, I can't get a girlfriend, but I can buy naked pictures pretty cheap ongoing for a subscription service. Interesting
I'm
already.
just doing the figures. These girls must be fucking raking it in.
Well, they are, because, you know, even if they go $10 each a month, they have 100 people. It's $1,000, $1,000 a month.
For doing what they're already doing.
We're doing what they're already doing. So someone in the United States
Is not happy.
is not happy. And they've labelled these right-wing trolls. But it's sort of more just a general sort of men have been doing this. But one man found out that if they're making so much money, or any money, morally, they should be declaring that as income.
Unless it's a hobby.
Well, no, because this is a ongoing way of making money. If it was a hobby, it just doesn't fit under the hobby thing, right?
Okay.
Technically, if this is their way of making money, it's income.
Well, they've got to be paying tax, unless it's a hobby.
Exactly.
The loophole there is the hobby part.
Exactly right. But
I think we need an accountant really to explain whether this is a hobby or whether this is
like I said,
taxable income.
If this is considered their job, if they consider it their job, or if they consider it a second job or anything like that, or a income source that is usually hobbies irregular, like, whereas something that's ongoing is an income.
Oh, well, being a subscription service would make it a regular.
Exactly right.
Well, unless what if the payments were irregular?
It doesn't matter. Okay. Be like a Patreon for someone who creates YouTube videos.
Got
it might not be $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
But 1 month would be $2,000. 1 month it might be $500. But it's still an income that you make from the services you provide. So these online men have figured out that, hey, this is income. Well, they should be paying tax. Like I pay tax I pay income tax, and I'm buying a service from them. Well, they should pay tax on the income that they make. So they've been getting the names of these women and reporting them to the IRS.
Now, the people at the IRS, they're going, well, we need to verify that they're actually working, so we need to look at these pictures.
Well, they don't need to do that. They just need...
No. I'm sure they've gone, need to look at the pictures.
I'm sure they're doing that.
They need to verify it 100%.
I'm absolutely sure that they're doing that. But what they're saying is they're going, well, if you've reported someone, this is serious, and you can obviously prove, like, if you've paid for pictures or paid for this subscription service, you can prove, like, hey, they're making income because I pay them. Or the first thing that the IRS does is go, well, we need to conduct an audit.
All right, now let me give a ballpark figure. How long ago did Snapchat Premium come out?
About 2 weeks ago. From what I understand, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Not very long.
And they've done an audit.
They're starting to do audits.
Okay,
yes.
and we're talking about how many people are on this Snapchat Premium.
I would say thousands. But it's only people that get reported.
Yeah.
So instead of now thought standing for that hoe over there, it's now standing for that hoe owes tax. Pretty great. Pretty exciting sort of stuff.
Well, the law is the law.
Well, this is the best thing about it. And this is something that I only found out recently because a CPA in America came out and said this. Someone asked them, someone heard a rumor about reporting someone to the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumor was that if you report someone to the IRS and they are found to not have been paying income tax on certain parts of their income, you, as the person who dobbed them in,
No way.
receive a reward.
Oh, shit.
So
Why are we not reporting people?
So, what did they do? A bunch of these incels, or these right-wing, whatever you want to call them, these bunch of guys went, well, we know accountants because, we're a bunch of guys. We can just... So they've messaged all these CPAs that they know are CPAs and asked the question. And the resounding answer is, oh yeah, if you report someone they're found guilty, all you have to do is provide your social security number to the tax office, if you're happy to do that.
How much do you get paid?
30% of whatever income they make. So if they...
So the government's will take 70% and you get 30.
Yes.
Holy
At
shit.
tax time.
Holy shit.
Kieran, this is the greatest...
That is an incentive and a half.
This is the best thing I've ever heard of.
I would have been expecting that you get like 2%.
Yeah, I thought that too. Let me just double check that it is 30%, but I'm 100% sure.
So if someone owes $1 million, you're making 300 grand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and in America, someone said that you must file, like here in Australia, like $18,200. That's when you have to start filing a tax return. Mm-hmm. In America, all you have to do is earn $400 a year.
And then you got to file.
And noting online sex workers were classified as independent contractors.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So certified public accountant Kenneth Hemster chimed in saying, yes, this is a statutory taxable income, and in order to receive the reward, the whistleblower is required to provide the taxpayer's social security number to the IRS. And that's it. So that's...
Wow.
This has been the most amazing story to follow, because now all these sex workers are getting... Well, they always say... These feminist groups go, sex work is real work. Mm-hmm. And these men go, great, if it's real work, pay fucking tax. And the great thing about this is that it is morally right for these men to dob these women in. Because
they're working.
That's right. If they're working, they should be paying tax. So it's morally right for them to do so. The fact that there's a kickback, which was only discovered later... It's just icing on the cake.
That is amazing. And then, you know what the CPA should be doing? Then reaching out, going, I'll be your accountant.
Yeah. This is
like, this is just win-win for everyone.
Except for the thoughts. Who now have to create a tax return and write down on their CVs and on their... say to the government that they work in the sex industry or the pornography industry.
The Snapchat premium industry.
What does he say here? He says, online sex work is classified as independent contractors. So not that horrible, but you would have to write that down.
As an independent contractor.
So, yes, that's what's been happening.
Jeez.
On the internet. Yes, you can receive up to 30% of the amount that was paid in tax. So $1,000, $1,200. Even if these people are making, $12,000, they're going to pay so much tax. Let's just say, they're paying $3,000 in tax. 30%, 30% of that is $900.
Wow.
And they can just lose $900 to tax time.
That is amazing.
So it's been my favorite story. So thank you, Rev, for bringing this to my attention. I've seen some other stuff about it, but seriously, he gave me a lead.
So this means that all those cam girls as well.
Yes. So that
Yeah.
includes all those people as well. That was one big thing that came out of this as well. So it's not just the people using Snapchat.
Can we,
Premium.
as Australians, dob people into the IRS and get the 30%?
I don't know, but I don't think so because we're going to provide a social security number. But
We've got to move the We Only Do One Take podcast to the US, and we've got to hire some interns for free and get them, make them work.
I think that's it. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to. I know I never do this, right? But I want to say on news.com.au, and I usually don't like news.com.au, but there's one writer named Frank Chung.
Frankie.
Frank Chung.
Yeah, I've had dinner with Frank.
He is the best writer. He always covers all the stories I want to cover and want to research and do this and stuff about. He does the research, he does the analysis, does this, and he always brings home the goods. I feel like he's a big Donald Trump guy. I feel like he loves these kind of stories about thoughts getting their up and comings and having to pay taxes and stuff like that. I'm sure I've brought in other articles by Frank Chung before, but everyone, if it's a Frank Chung article on news.com.au, you know it's going to be a good one. So everyone, give him kudos, and everyone else, report them thoughts.
Oh, that is amazing.
I knew you'd like that one. And again, thank you, Reb, for bringing it to my attention.
All right, I got a question for you, Turch.
Yes, Kieran.
You know, without incriminating yourself, what is the most extreme you've gone to get out of work?
Nothing too crazy.
Or school? I'll accept school as well.
Oh, school was easy. I just used to walk out and I'd say, I'm going to go do music. That was pretty easy. But work, I think it was when I was in working, not hospitality, but like working at Coles.
Like you've faked a few sickies.
Yeah,
obviously.
faked a few sickies, like,
few mental health days.
Yeah, it was I faked a sickie. I said, no, I can't make it. I'm really sick. And then I went to the Medallion Club to watch the A-League.
Excellent. And then you were on TV, on camera.
Yeah,
and,
I know.
And you got
But,
caught.
just it's not too hard. I don't think you really got to fake being sick. I think if you just go simple one, go gastro, you're pretty safe.
Yeah.
Because no one wants you at work.
Well, exactly. No one wants that. And I mean, at high school, I once faked being sick.
Yeah.
Right.
How'd that go?
Well, mum's a nurse, so it didn't
you're
work
fucked.
out.
Yeah.
I was fucked. That never happened.
No,
ever
so mum's
again.
a teacher, so he's like, get the fuck to school. I don't care. You're sick. I'm sick. Everybody's sick. Get to school. I'm gonna love teachers as mums. I highly recommend don't do that.
How did that work? Being an adolescent, having a high school teacher as a mother.
You became immune to the teacher voice, which I don't know.
Is there a mother voice and a teacher voice?
For my mum, no, it's just a teacher voice. So she brings home the teacher voice basically, and you sort of become immune to it because you go, this is my mum. You go whatever. So when you go to school and you're getting disciplined, all you hear is the teacher voice, which is your mum. You're like, yeah. That high-pitched squeal, like that's all you hear. It's like, yeah, fuck, I don't really... Anyway.
Oh, shit, they've left on a high mid.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, they've asked a question.
Yep, next.
Irish Amateur Football Club fakes player's death to get game called off.
Oh, I heard something about this, but I didn't get to follow up because I was too busy reading up about the thoughts. So, please, Kieran.
An Irish amateur football team has issued an apology for a grave and unacceptable mistake after it falsely reported that one of its players had died last week. Ballybrack Football Club was due to play Arkle Town in the Leinster Senior League.
That's great names.
But the match was postponed after Ballybrack reported one of its players, Spignard Fernando Nuno Lafondente, had died in a car crash. The news saw all the teams in the league hold a minute's silence before the start of their matches, with players donning black armbands. The league and some clubs even tweeted condolences to the player and his family. One tweet reads, "Condolences to everyone involved at the Ballybrack..." Oh shit, I've just got out of the app.
Oh no.
Sorry, I've got out of the article. Anyway, condolences to everyone involved at the Ballybrack Football Club on the tragic passing of their player, making his way home from training on Thursday night. All at Rush Athletic Express our deepest sympathies. But the league has since confirmed that it learned that the player was not dead and was back in his native Spain. League chairman David Moran called the club's announcement as a disgrace, saying it had brought the whole league into disrepute.
That's pretty far to get out of a game. Like, it's a game of soccer. Like, it's not even
work.
It's not even work. Like, that's something that's not serious whatsoever.
We got a call back saying that his body had been sent back to Spain, and that's when the alarm bells rang. I was saying, what do you mean? They wouldn't have been able to do an autopsy or whatever in that time.
It's like that. He must be the best player on their team.
It must be.
Because there's, like, you know, if it was the fat guy or the goalkeeper or something like that, or usually the best player on the team plays certain positions. Like, they'll play either like a central position to make sure the ball goes forward, or he's like the left wing or a right wing or a striker that could just push the ball in the back of the net. Like, if he was like a defender, like, you know, left fullback or goalkeeper, or, you know, like one of the strikers, but not as good as the other one, I don't think they would have given a shit. But he must have been the best player on the team. And he's like, oh, we got the Spanish guy. He's good. He can dribble the ball.
I can just imagine it. They're drunk, right? They're all together drunk. Let's fake a death. We've seen that Simpsons episode where Homer fakes his own death.
Drops the thing over.
It's going to be simple, right? It's going to be fine. And then it's like, well, shit, we better not lie about this. Yeah, he's gone back to Spain. His body has gone back to Spain. It's just not lying.
True, his body did go back to Spain.
They probably assumed the death because we were leading them that way.
Yeah. But they played along and put the armbands on and had the minute of silence. And this is where it went too far.
And then, oh shit, we're really in this.
You know what's great?
Let's keep going with the lie.
But you know what? It's not like he did it to get out of anything. They did it to get out of the game. So he went back and they're like, we don't want to play this team. Our friend is... His body is back to Spain. Oh, let's play anyway and put on black armbands and do a minute of silence for the book. Okay.
The club in a statement said the club will continue to provide a duty of care to all parties and offer the support that may be needed at this time.
What support?
The best player has gone back to Spain.
That's right. Replacement with another Spanish bloke from another team, you know. Have you ever thought about faking your own death? And if you have,
send us an email.
How would you do it? No!
Send us a recording to the We Only Do One Take podcast at gmail.com.
I was asking you.
No, you're asking the listeners.
Okay, look, if you've ever tried to fake your own death or tried to fake your own death to get out of something like a family dinner or...
try to get out of Christmas.
Yeah, or watching...
don't get me wrong. I've tried to get out of Christmas many occasions.
Well, how did you try to get out of Christmas and fail?
Well, I said I was going overseas.
And did you?
Well, I never booked my overseas holiday.
Uh-huh.
And then my family found out.
Next time you say we're going overseas, you should just come over to my house. Just go, I was with a bunch of Italians. It's fine.
No, my family's all right for Christmas. It's not that. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I'm just looking forward to all the terrible gifts. It's always no one knows what to buy me for Christmas.
Socks.
I could buy my own socks.
What do you? Okay, so last year we do a Kris Kringle, right? So it's just Kris Kringle, right?
Yeah.
And I've learned to accept that I'm not going to get what I really want.
Well,
right?
we had a really good Kris Kringle last year because you had to put down 3 items that you roughly wanted for the price, and then people got to like either choose from that list or get you something,
Yeah.
And I got a bottle of scotch, which is perfect.
So
and Scotch rocks, beautiful.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I'd be really happy with a nice bottle of scotch. I got cooking books last year, right? Now cooking books is fine, but it was my auntie that got me the cooking books, and they weren't the cooking
they're not like good cooking books.
Yeah, I'm like if I would want
a 20-minute meal book, not and he has had to roast 3 chickens and stuff them into each other to make some sort of giant turkey thing.
I'd actually want a gourmet one. I'd want not the magazines and
no.
And it was a bit of a hint, like you need to be on a diet, like because they were all like diet cooking books. I got 3 of them
from your auntie.
From my auntie.
Is your auntie a dietitian or anything like that? What?
Not at all. Right, not at all. And I sort of opened it and I was like, great, like subtlety there. you know, I don't mind a T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
So the Chris Crinkle we're doing is $50.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad gift. You can get something nice for $50. But
what do you want if it's not alcohol?
And I think that's
because I had my dad last year and
Yeah.
I got him a nice bottle of port.
Yeah, perfect. See,
Right.
but that's also good. It's like a bottle of port or something like that. You can open on the night of Christmas, and everyone can enjoy. I think it's very hard to buy. I think it's easy to buy for blokes. 'Cause
Yeah.
blokes, you go as long if they drink a bottle of something, you know, or even a slab of beer.
Oh shit.
I think girls are always harder. But I have my for our KK, I have my nonno this year.
Yeah.
And that's going to be easy because I'm just going to buy him a bottle of red wine. But last year,
Yeah.
I had my brother.
What did you get him?
I can't even remember, but I'm sure it was something good. But oh well.
Is your brother hard to buy for?
No, because I just ask him. So we have a really good system. So here's a tip for you guys. If you've got a brother, you've got a sister, and you got a stepbrother, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reminded me. I just texted because I had some phone issues and I had some different numbers at one point. I remember my family saying, someone the other day was saying, who do you have for Chris Kringle? I'm like, I don't know. And it just occurred to me, I'm like, oh shit, I better find out.
But yeah, my brother and I just had this deal where we just go, what do you want for Christmas? I want this. What do you want for Christmas? I want this. And we just buy each other what we want.
Perfect.
Pretty handy.
Yeah.
We keep it in the price. But my favourite deal that's always done is Jess and her brother. And they give each other $50 in a card every year.
Perfect.
So they open up, it's like, oh, what did you get me? It's always $50 in a card. And they just try to outdo each other with cards. And it's really funny.
Well, tell Jess if she wants a 3D pop-up card.
Oh.
Right.
She might be listening to this podcast.
Christmas tree, 3D pop-up.
Yep.
Right, I can get it for her.
There you go.
If she wants cinnamon shoe inserts, I can also get them for her.
You know what?
Cinnamon shoe inserts. Now, I have to tell you, my God, do your feet smell fantastic. And your shoe as well. They smell cinnamony.
Well, Kieran, I think it's time to go to another article. I think I brought an article last week about a person who was getting sued over stretching out a vagina with his large penis.
Yes.
I brought another...
and it was either the court says you have a large penis. He was fucked either way.
Yeah, it's fucked either way, right? But so I brought another article about a man's penis because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And this is one of those articles that I read the first part of it and read the second part, and I'm going to bring the second part in. So, police apologise over man's genitalia description in appeal. I thought...
Say that again.
So, a police apology over man's genitalia description in appeal. So, police have apologised for providing too much detail in a description of a man who performed a sex act in front of a woman in York, which is in England. The North Yorkshire Force said it was looking for a fat, naked man and described his sexual organs explicitly after the incident on Sunday afternoon. It said the appeal had caused a number of people to be upset. The details on the website have now been replaced with a more appropriately worded version. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. But like, why is there the rest of this article? So the revised wording, which was also posted into its Facebook group, removed the detailed descriptions of the man's, and in comma, small penis and testicles that hang noticeably low. It also said the officers in New York were investigating a disturbing incident in which an overweight naked man performed a sex act on himself in front of a woman student. So they didn't actually take it out of the article. They've left it in. But this is what they removed. They removed the fact that he was had a small penis and had testicles that hang noticeably low, but he performed a sex act on himself.
As long as you put it in quotation marks, you're fine, right?
So I was very interested in this. So this guy here was jacking himself off.
Right.
In front of everybody. So most of the people commenting on the revised Facebook appeal, which has drawn hundreds of comments, say they prefer the original. So they've gone, oh no, that's too much. And then everyone's gone, put it back in. I want to say that he had a small penis. He was fat and naked.
Keep it factual.
Well, it was just overly descriptive and factual.
Which is unlike the police, because if you ever hear them do a police interview, it's under investigation.
Yeah.
We can't disclose too much information. We're looking for a man.
No, I saw on
but-
Facebook
yeah.
people commenting on something, and it was a post by our police force here, and they were showing a missing person, and the missing person was this Asian lady, and her name was My Van, M-Y, and then last name V-A-N.
Yeah.
And then the comments were, I looked at the comments, and it was either, oh yeah, was she white in colour and driving around this street at this time, like making jokes about being a van?
Mm-hmm.
Or she was last seen with her sister Kara. And the other comments like, you horrible people, making jokes about her name. I'm like, you guys are just both as stupid as each other. I mean, obviously, yes, it's sad she's missing this and that, but all these jokes are just getting this thing more exposure to hopefully find this person.
That's right.
And the other people are just the most annoying.
Saving the world through laughter.
Saving the world through laughter. That's right. Maybe we should have a pledge appeal, like drive or something, and we can call us in and they can pledge money to our Smiles for Kids or something.
Well, they could.
Smiles for Dogs.
Jabari. They could support Jabari.
They could support... Jeez, that's a callback. Wow. They could support Jabari.
Jabari. For our listeners that don't know who Jabari is, actually, Turch, I think you should tell the story.
Okay, so we for our first advertisement for the show, which is on our YouTube page, we told the story of a little girl
Named Jabari.
Now, look, it's pure satire, because I saw all the video and the images and this and that, but we wanted to create a really shocking advertisement. And so we told the story about Jabari, and then Kieran starts talking.
And Jabari, but the story of Jabari is it's the sad music.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, she's picking up bricks.
Yes.
And trying to build a house. And
I think...
it looks... the music, if you
I think
actually watch...
I think we wrote the script a little bit, and Jess, who helped do the voiceover for it, said that Jabari works at a brick factory, and I don't know if that's right, but we couldn't... Like a brickery?
But the music... Because I remember watching it the first time, right? And you go... she must have such a tough life. Like, and if you watch the footage without the music, you're just like,
it's fine.
She's picking up bricks.
Yeah, it's picking up bricks.
Just a healthy child picking up bricks, right? And then so it's made all sad, and then it's I can't even remember what I say.
Oh, I can't. That's
not living. This is living.
Look, if you haven't checked it out, it's on YouTube. It's called Jabari Story. If you type it in, Jabari Story on YouTube, it comes up. I think it's like the second or third one down, but it's absolutely fantastic.
Well, we could do a fundraiser for Jabari.
Jabari's not real. I made up that name.
I know, and there's a Star Wars reference in there as well.
Is there a Star Wars reference?
Yeah. There's the Jabari, some tribe or something like that in that Star Wars. No, Black Panther.
Is it?
Yeah. If you go watch that,
I've not watched Black Panther.
They're like the Jabari people or something like that.
I thought that were the Wakandas.
No, but there's someone who's called Jabari or something like that.
Then.
And then someone after you did that was like, was that a Black Panther reference? And I was like, yeah, of course it is.
No.
Church, what have you done for science?
What have I done for science? I've stayed right out of the way.
Okay.
I was told I think I've told this to you before, but during my year 11 chemistry, I loved chemistry. I found it really interesting. I loved doing all the experiments, but I was shit at the theory. So my tests were like, I used to get like D's, but my like practical was like A.
Okay.
And then at the end of year 11, I thought, I'm not going to do it in year 12. And I talked to my year 11 chem teacher. And I go, sir, I'm not going to do chemistry in year 12. Just letting you know. He goes, oh, thank fuck. You were bringing my grade down in my class. Thanks, sir. Fuck off.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah. So that's what I've done for science. But something's happened.
But you've never put your body on the line.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I wouldn't say so.
All right. Okay.
I mean, like maybe it was a kid, like when you're a kid, you do the
All
little
right. So as a
jackass
kid, you've
stunts.
put your body on the line.
Maybe.
What have you done as a kid to put your body on the line?
I've probably like ridden my bike and jumped off just to see what would happen. Or, those stupid things you do as a kid that you think are experiments but aren't.
Okay. Well, a team of doctors, pediatricians, specialized doctors, have completed something for science. They have, they basically have shit a brick. Doctors swallow Lego to allay parents' fears.
Wow.
Team of doctors who swallowed Lego, 6 of them actually, in fact, swallowed Lego pieces and timed how long it took to pass through their bowels, says the results of their research.
So wait, there were 6 people.
6 pediatricians.
And they said, and they ate a piece of Lego each.
Yep, they actually had the Lego head.
The Lego head.
The Lego head.
Okay, that's not a big piece.
It's a small piece. And swallowed it. And they examined how long it would take to them
go through the digestive system.
and pass it out, right?
Yeah.
Which is on average 24 to 48 hours.
That's not bad.
The success rate. Do you want to know the success rate?
Yes.
5 out of 6 doctors found the Lego piece.
Oh, that's...
Using different methods to extract the Lego piece from their stool.
How is that the important part?
Well, some smashed it. Some used tongs.
I can't imagine being so worried about how I would...
It's research. It's science.
Okay.
They have to detail how they did this.
I would just want the outcome. I don't know. Don't tell me how you got there. I don't want you to tell me how you went through your own shit.
In a paper published in the Journal of Pediatrics and Child
Wait, 5
Health.
out of 6?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, I'm sure this is going to come up, but continue.
5 out of... Sorry. In a paper published in the Journal of Pediatrics and Child Health, 6 researchers from Australia and the UK swallowed the head of a Lego figure, roughly 10mm by 10mm, in the novel tradition of self-experimentation. Toy parts are the second most common foreign object that children swallow and frequently cause anxiety amongst parents, but usually pass in a matter of days without pain or ill effect. For the special Christmas edition of the journal, which frequently features quirky studies, the team decided to put their own bodies on the line.
Well, it's not representative.
They developed they developed their own metrics. They first of all had the stool hardness and transit, which acronym is SHAT score, and the found and retrieved time score. Acronym is FART. So they
You
have
know what?
SHAT.
They come up with these cute... I'm sure they went, oh, well, how can we make SHAT an acronym for this? Like, they don't... It's like they work backwards. They don't go, oh, it just happened to be SHAT. They obviously went the other way. And that shits me even more.
They would have spent weeks going, how can we get fart and shat into an academic journal?
The test is, I'm going to eat some Lego and hope for the best.
The fart score, how many days it took the Lego to pass through the bowels, was between 1.1 days and 3 days, with an average of 1.7. Using the shat score, the researchers also found the consistency of their stools did not change. They compared shat and fart scores to see if looser stools caused quicker retrieval, but found no correlation. One of the report authors, Grace Leo, said she had hoped the report made people smile while also reassuring parents. She said parents
wouldn't be reassured.
Should seek medical advice if children swallow things that are sharp, longer than 5 centimetres, wider than 2.5 centimetres, magnets, coins, button batteries, or are experiencing pain. But most small, smooth plastic objects will pass easily.
I'm still not happy with those results.
What do you mean?
Because 5 out of 6.
Now, 2 weeks before they did the experiment, they measured their poo. Each person's poo needed to be consistent for 2 weeks before the experiment, Church.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Hang on with
Science, right?
That's
a very
science.
controlled study. And they measured it for this person, this one that they couldn't find it. It took... they measured it for 2 weeks afterwards. Still couldn't find the logo piece.
See, 5 out of 6 is only an 83%.
That's pretty good.
No. If I... No.
83% of cases.
17%. So out of 100 people, 17 won't shit out the Lego brick.
What do you mean?
That's what it is. Okay, so it's 83%.
You can't Science, you don't get to make these numbers up. Science is...
5 out of 6.
Yeah.
5 out of 6 is 83%. Look, I'm doing the numbers on my calculator.
Yeah, 83. That's good. That's most people.
That's
Most people...
But 17 people.
Most people will shit out the Lego piece.
But 17 people won't.
Well,
out
I
of
can't
100.
help them. You can't. Science just reports the facts and the truth.
I'm just saying that's really terrible because this is a bunch of pediatricians that are trying to prove that this is safe, and they're saying that 17 out of 100 people won't shit out the Lego.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
I think that's just terrible results. Not representative. That's the way I would sell it.
We should do it.
I'm not eating a block of Lego. There's no way, because that means I'm going to go through my shit and take a photo of my shit to send to you. This is the worst snap crap ever.
Hey, we could be on Snapchat Premium, right?
What?
Right. We could get a following base.
Hello, we
do this experiment.
tweet out, subscribe to us. We'll shit out Lego bricks every 2.5, was it 1.7 days?
Yeah, and we'll do it a number of times, and we'll see if we meet that 83% threshold.
Well, how many times we'd have to do it like 6 times, and 5 out of the 6 times it would have to work.
Yeah.
Which means one of us will have a piece of Lego either in us forever, or we couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And that means I would have to go through, if we do it six times, 3 each, that means I would have to look through my poo for 2 weeks afterwards, 3 times.
Are you just complaining? That's all I'm hearing.
I'm not going.
Put your body on the line for our listeners,
For
Turt.
what?
For science.
Okay.
You said you haven't done anything for science. It's about time you stop being selfish
I'm
and
fine.
arrogant.
I was fine without doing. You know what? If I was like 15, I would have done it. I would go, yep, let me swallow some Lego bricks. I would have gone.
Oh,
yeah.
now you're 27.
But I'm 27
You've had a
now.
birthday. You're old. You're not going to do
I said
it.
15, not 26.
If you want Turch to swallow a piece of Lego, contact us at the We Only Do One Take podcast.
You know what? If you want to see consistent pictures of Kieran's poo, also email us, because that's exactly what you're gonna get. And none of that. I don't want any of that. That just sounds like a terrible idea. Because nothing would be worse than us going out for drinks, eating food, spicy food, getting some drinks, and eating a kebab, and then having to look through my shit the next day after my grog bog.
After your jalapenos and your...
Nothing would be worse. And that's all I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the worst poo possible, and I'm assuming that's the poo that's going to have the Lego piece out. And I
want to know your shart and fart time. I want to know,
Look, I'm very easy. Every morning, that's when I do my poos.
Are they consistent? Are they
Pretty
the same
good.
colour?
They're pretty good.
Are they floaters or are they sinkers?
Sinkers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good density, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Bit different on the weekend because of the drinking.
Mm-hmm.
But during the week,
Mm-hmm.
6 days a week, consistent.
Just comes out?
It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, you're healthy. Yeah,
I try my best. How's your poo?
Yeah, my poo's pretty good.
This is the worst. This is the shittest. Anyway. But Kieran, I've got an article.
All right.
I know you really appreciate education.
And
right?
science.
And science. If you were hiring someone to clean your house, what sort of education level would you want for them to have?
What? Oh, okay.
They've got some experience, but what education level would you hope to have on a resume?
On a resume? Okay.
On a resume.
Well, I would want someone not dumb,
Yeah.
right? But someone not smart.
Right.
I need an in-between. I need someone...
What grade, like...
I need
level?
someone C's or D's.
No, but like year level, what would you want them to complete?
Oh, actually, to be fair, I just want them to be honest and not steal my shit and do a
That's
good job.
fair. There you go. So it doesn't matter really the grades. It doesn't
The grades
really
doesn't matter. I just want integrity.
Yeah. Okay.
Integrity is more important. And you're actually cleaning my house.
What if they lied to you about what education level they had?
Well, I couldn't care.
Okay.
As long as they had integrity while they're cleaning my house.
But they lied to you about their grade.
Why would I care about that grade?
Well, that's not...
They're cleaning my
that's
house.
not integrity. They've lost that.
Run run a proper business and solve my problem. That's what I'm saying.
Well, how's this? Cleaner convicted over forged elementary school diploma appeals the sentence.
What?
So the lawyer of a 53-year-old woman who has been sentenced to, get this, 10 years in prison for falsifying a school diploma so she could get a job in the public sector, lodged an appeal with the Supreme Court in Athens on Thursday. Georgios Sinelis told ANA MPA News Agency that his request for the sentence against the Volos woman to be overturned will be discussed on Monday. The 53-year-old woman was convicted of fraud in the first instance to 15 years in prison for presenting a document showing she had graduated from 6th grade elementary school when she had only gone up to 5th in order to be eligible for a job in the public sector in 1996.
There's got to be some, like... What? Why are they wasting the court's time with this?
So
if she's a good cleaner, right, and she forged, I couldn't care.
But she's been working for over 20 years. Like, I would go, and she's 53.
Yeah.
So she's been there for, like, since she was 30, right?
Yeah.
20.
She's trying to get a job. She's got a job.
Done a good,
yeah.
She's got,
and she's kept her
this
job.
public sector job, I need at least a 6th grade. What's the difference? Just forge it a little bit.
It's Athens. It's Greece.
And then,
you know what I mean?
I'm amazed that she hasn't retired.
Mm.
Because I thought, from what I understood, in Athens, after 20 years of working, you could retire, or 25 years of working. And I'm assuming, like, she's 53. If she started working, if she finished school, grade 5, which is what, 10? 11? Let's just say she started working at 15. You'd be finished work at 30, at 40 even. She must have done her time.
What, is the pensions good over there?
Yeah, well, apart from the fact they're bankrupt because of the pension, it is good. But have you ever seen, like, remember they had all those riots in Greece ages ago? They were rioting because the country was bankrupt.
And they had to cut their pension.
And the big thing was, pension's the only thing we can cut. That's the only way we're going to save the country. And that's why they were rioting. Because 40-year-old men who'd been working since they were 20 or 25, or 15, were on the pension.
Fucking A. Fucking A. That would be amazing.
Because that was the thing of age. And, like, the Greeks... And
so basically, they were like, all right, you work for 25 years, you're 40, 45, you go on the pension, and you're going to die by the time you're 60.
Yeah.
Except for life expectancy
went up to 80.
Yeah, and they haven't changed they haven't slowly increased.
No, not like here where they've increased it, like, from 55 to 65 is the pension now.
Yeah, I think it's 70 by the time we retire.
Don't even talk to me about that. But yes, so this lady here, her sentence has been reduced from 15 to 10 years on appeal. And the woman who's worked as a cleaner at
10 years jail.
Yeah, I know.
For one, it's not even worth the cost of the court.
Who worked as a cleaning lady?
Who fucking reported her?
I don't know.
Who did she piss off? Something's happened. She's pissed off someone.
There's a second part to this story. But yeah, she's worked as a cleaning lady at a kindergarten in central Greek city of Volos. Is currently serving her sentence in a prison. This issue is called political union and social media backlash, as the sentence has been particularly harsh, given the woman is 53 years old, is the only breadwinner in her family, and her husband is unable to work due to disability.
Whoa.
Can you imagine going, people go, maybe they have a master's, but they've only got a bachelor. Or something like that. Something like big. Like, if you're going to forge something,
You forge, you go... Plenty of people have forged.
Absolutely. But imagine being caught out that you, instead of finishing 6th grade, you finished 5th. And now you go to jail minimum 10 years.
I had a job. I had a job interview today, right? And
well done.
Thank you. And they wanted to cite my academic transcript. And this is how much I thought, oh my God, I could forge this. So I had printed copies.
Yeah.
All right, so I give them the printed copies, and then they go, now we just want to have a quick look at the originals.
Yeah.
So they look at the originals, right? Quick glance.
Yeah.
And then hand them back, and off I go, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I could have actually forged these originals. You know, get the thicker paper, get the glossy sticker right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Actually forged this, because then they've got the photocopy. They wouldn't have known.
No, absolutely
Of course
not.
I didn't do that.
No. But you could have put those, semi-good pieces of paper in a folder.
Yeah.
And it would have had like a plastic pocket over the front.
Yeah.
They could have just turned the page. Yeah, it looks good enough. Next.
Yeah.
They're not going to lie to me.
Fascinating.
I've heard of people like going, oh, I never went to university, but I put down I did a Bachelor of Arts. It's like, oh.
Still completing or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I think I did that for a while for the CPA stuff. Like, I wasn't doing the CPA anymore. And I put down, I'm a CPA member, but I've taken 6 months off. Loosely. Look,
10 years. Fucking hell.
I would just go, you know what? Retired.
I didn't think the Athens had the funds to put people in jail.
Oh, house arrest.
Why are they wasting money on her in jail?
Oh, it's I don't know. It's a ridiculous story, and that's why I bought it in. I thought you'd like it.
So it really grinds my gears. Really grinds my gears. Like, have you seen the happiness study? If you live in Nillumbik, you're the happiest.
In where? Sorry,
in Nillumbik.
Where's that?
You know, Nillumbik.
Oh,
the Shire.
Sorry,
council.
Yeah, sorry.
You're the happiest people.
It's where's that? What suburbs are in that Shire?
Eltham, Greensboro.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah. Well, hang on a second. They did this national happiness study, right?
Right.
Gave it a good name. Bond University. Dug a little deeper, right? Because I'm like, hang on a second. I'm one of the few happiness experts here in Australia, right? So I was like, this caught my attention.
I know a rock star. Them,
right?
We'll tell you what's happiness.
1 of 5. Subjective well-being is what we call it, right? Do a little digging. Number 1, it's the arts and creative writing and news section of the university, right? I'm like, that's a very interesting group.
That's a big mix of crap.
Yeah, to be measuring happiness, right? Dig a little deeper. They've pulled public data, which is fine.
Yeah,
don't mind that.
Yeah.
But they've used objective indicators like housing affordability.
Housing affordability
housing
in this area.
Able to get work. How many people are employed. Right. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this has nothing to do with actually measuring how
actual happy people are. This is
like
just,
actually asking
random
people,
things.
how happy are you? Like, there's ways to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say there'd be. So I think you've talked about this like off mic before about indicators of questionnaires that you can actually give people that give you a really good indicator of
we know people
of health, mental health, happiness, and depression, and all that sort of stuff.
We know very clearly people who live in objectively poor countries, right? Like,
are not as happy.
Like Nepal, are just as happy as people here in Australia.
Okay, yeah. Right.
You don't need fancy roads and a lot of wealth to be happy. Like, do you know what I mean? So I'm looking at this going, bullshit.
You know what? I went to...
Grinded my gears, but I would have spent 2 to 3 hours on this podcast.
You know what?
Pulling it to shreds.
So you could have ranted about that. But you know what? I went today to a conference on unconscious bias. Right? And then the first thing I'm like, I didn't want to go. And I thought, you know what? It's got to be something...
Work's paying for you to go to this conference. Where was the conference?
It was one of the...
Did you stay for the whole day?
No, it was only for like early in the morning. But I had food. I had lunch, so it was good. So I'm like, unconscious bias. I'm just like, okay, I don't want to go, but I'm going to go because I feel like I'm going to get something good out of this for the podcast. That's all I can think of. So I was sitting there writing stuff down, and I'm like, wow, this woman is like... She's like, I'm working on my PhD at the moment. And I'm like, yeah, but I know someone who has their PhD, so I feel like you're invalid compared to him. Like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, doing it in psychology. They go, I've got a mate that's done it in psychology. You're a wimp. Like, get a real job. I'm 60 years old. I'm the oldest PhD student. And I'm like...
No, you're not. I know someone who was 98 that did theirs.
Well, there you go. So she's wrong again. Wrong on all accounts. But then she didn't even talk about unconscious bias through the whole presentation. She described what it was, and then she talked about how to be mindful. And then
fuck off.
And then she talked. We did meditation at the end. But then this is the best bit. So some representatives of our organisation went up as well.
Yeah.
And they're from the recruitment team.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. So they were only doing a quick spiel, but they were talking about something like, how they're implementing new ways on different types of questionnaires, how to ungender things in. And I'm like, this is all bullshit. And then they said something that just invalidated their 10-minute spiel about what they're doing. They go, we just got results for this massive study that's been conducted internal government, some private corporations, non-for-profit organisations, and has involved 5 different universities. And I went, cool. Like, first of all, I want to see it because that's a big study, right?
Yeah.
Lots of money, this and that. And they've gone, what we thought, they literally said that we thought gender would be the big unconscious bias that people but that wasn't the case, and we were really shocked at that. These were 2 women talking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what was it? And no shit, they go, the biggest 2 factors in hiring someone was level of education and the suburb that they live in.
Yeah.
And I went, everything you've said for this 10 minutes has been just invalidated. Like, your jobs are completely useless because of what you've just said.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck are you here? It was amazing. And I was talking to my dad afterwards about this unconscious bias thing. I'm like, how can it be unconscious bias? You've learnt it. So the bias is learnt.
So I mean, okay, so everyone has bias.
Yes,
right.
But it's learnt.
Everyone has everyone has bias.
Yeah.
And one of the things in psych training is you're really confronted. They really push you to be aware of these biases, And I remember one where I used the example, in the Country Fire Authority, we had a transgender in our brigade.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how it actually took me 6 months to speak to her.
Yeah.
And realizing that was a bias. Right? So we've all got them. They're all there.
Yeah.
But it's where I mean, for me, it's you've got to be, depending on your role, depending on whether you need to be aware.
Yeah, of course.
Like aware of these biases. And I mean, once you're aware of these biases, then you can sort of make active decisions to be like, oh, well, I can't participate in this recruitment.
Yeah, of course.
Because I can't do that, or I can't work with this client because I just don't agree with... I mean, one of the things we're pushed with is, would you work with pedophiles?
Yeah, of course. Well, that'd be a very tricky thing to work with.
Right, and I've worked through the going, I don't think I could.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have to refer.
Yeah.
Just not going to happen. I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, but that's that's a different kind of bias, I think.
Yeah.
Than some of the stuff, they were talking about, gender was the big thing that they always brought up. And I was like, I don't feel, especially our generation, maybe the older generations, understandable this and that, but our generation, I don't think there's going to be any bias with gender or colour of skin or even religion. Because these are, for us, we've been taught throughout our whole thing, everyone's the same.
These are, I mean, the biggest...
look, I'm biased. I hate all people equally.
Absolutely.
Here
to that.
And I especially hate Italians. So everyone does. But it's one of those things, they brought this up oh, people don't hire women. I'm sitting in the room and I know the stats of my organisation. And for certain parts of the organisation, it's 70-30 male to female. Yeah. But on the other side of the organisation, it's 70-30 female to male.
But I mean, these gender differences are really interesting because biological sex between males and females, we have different personality traits, and you can't make it equal.
Well,
you observe it. There are traits.
Yeah.
On large sample sizes, right?
Of course.
That males will have higher tendency. I can't even remember them exactly. Females are more agreeable.
Yeah.
Right, personality trait agreeableness. Females are more agreeable. And so you will find in occupations where you've got to be more agreeable.
Yeah.
It will be...
Well, they're more caring, more loving and this
It will
and
be
that.
dominated by females.
Well, that's why, for instance, more women go into teaching than males, but more on a general sort of thing, more males go into finance because just how the brain sort of thinks. Guys like, or engineering, you know, guys like tinkering with shit in their garage, and girls would rather care for a dog, comparatively, you know, and just a normal sort of thing. But if you're going to hire someone for a job, at the end of the day, if you're working with someone, you're hiring for a team. You just want the best people. And that could be, you know, at the end of the day, it could be a robot walking in. But if that robot has all the skills necessary to complete the job on time and this and that, then you're going to fucking hire the robot.
I actually think, from a university perspective, right, where we've looked at different things or different, different events that have gone on and we needed people. The call goes out.
Yeah.
Right? People apply for whatever it is. And it just so happens that when you... I take the 3-minute thesis, for example. I've been in it once. I've attended it quite a number of times. The finals, right? You get 10 people.
Yeah.
And it just so happens every single year, the group is an eclectic...
Yeah, of course it is.
An eclectic group, right? That have made it... And there's no one... They're not trying to actively go, oh, we need to fill quotas here. It's always... I remember one year there was 4 females, 6 males. The other year...
Other way
there
around.
was the other way around. One year it was equal 50-50.
Yeah.
You've got different ages.
But that's what you expect.
It just happens. So I feel like when you're just trying to get the best,
you
want the best.
You're going to get the diversity anyway.
The diversity will come.
I think the important thing is
provided within the limitation that if you've got in the funnel like 80% of males studying engineering, right, and you've got let's say 80% females in your workforce, something's not representative of that dynamic.
Of course not, and you're never going to be accurately 100%. Perfectly representative of everything because it's just not going to be the case because that's social engineering. If you're hiring someone because you need to fill a diversity quota or something like that, which is horrible.
Take something from my research, right?
Yeah.
4 out of every 5 people with autism are male.
Yeah.
Right. But halfway through when I was collecting my data, I had 50% females fill out my survey.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, hang on a second, this is not representative of the figures. I should have 4 out of 5 of my participants being male. And I had to look closer at why it was. And it was just
happened.
It just happened that females were more likely to fill out questionnaires than males.
Well, yeah. I think it's one of those things, like, you know, what we should be striving for within a workforce sort of environment or any sort of environment is equality of opportunity. If you have the opportunity to apply for a job,
go for it.
That's it. And I think that everyone... I mean, look, Seek is like, you know, if you're applying for a job on Seek, for instance, anyone can apply for a job on Seek. But the what's it called? Equity within the workforce. Like having, you know, 50-50 males and females in a job, like a job description, so that is never going to happen because... Or if it does, very rare. But what you're going to find is that people, like you said, gravitate towards certain things that they enjoy and are going to succeed in that field more than someone else. You know, everyone has the opportunity to apply, but the outcome is most likely never going to be the representative numbers of the population.
See, one thing I do feel, right, and I don't necessarily think it's the gender gap, I think it's the mother gap.
Right.
So females going off and having a birth, right?
Well, there's that, yeah.
Right. Now, I actually feel we should be more supportive of mothers.
Yeah.
Right. Because they and it's in the best interest for their child and the community that they create a great bond in the first 5 years of that child's life.
Well, of course, very important.
Very important. And because of that, they're not going to have necessarily the same, if they're not working full time, then they're not going to have the same progressive or advancement in an organisation, and that in turn is going to affect their super when they retire.
Of course,
right? So I feel like there should be some effort to help mothers along because that's just how it is, and I think, I would actually much prefer them to take the time off and spend the time with their child.
Well, I would prefer them to take the time
and have the flexible work arrangements, and I think addressing that as a bias and going, well, how as an organisation can we support this?
Yeah.
So we've got productive workers.
But you can't just pay I'm sorry to say this.
You can't pay them for doing nothing.
You can't pay them to doing nothing. But I think giving the opportunity to have flexible working hours.
And also to recognise that they may be set back in their career and maybe to allow more mentorship.
Yeah, of course.
Right, in the workplace.
Yeah.
Or maybe some like accelerator programs to help them advance if they wanted.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like that is appropriate.
But in the same sense, and this is where people get lost in the weeds from if there's advanced or quicker mentorship programs, this and that, you can't just offer it to the females.
Oh, of course not.
You have to offer it to everybody. And I think that's where people get upset about things. Because people will go, only women are getting opportunity for faster or, part-time hours and then quicker acceleration later on. And I think that's where people get upset more than anything else in regards to the workforce. Because they say like all these benefits, I'm going to put them in inverted commas, for women in regards to that, and just because they're doing something that, is part of life. It's not like men can have children. Men can stay home, but at the end of the day, like, the woman's got to have the baby.
I mean, the woman's got to have the female's got to have the baby, and
it's got to affect
within
them.
that first year. It's got to be
the
child and the mother relationship.
Yeah, exactly right.
We can't get past that point. Like,
No,
that's
that's
gotta
right.
be.
And that's the most important. And I think people are going to see those accelerated programs and the ability to have flexible working hours. And I think that's where people like, these right wing, I'll put them in vertical, or incels, or whatever, like, men's rights groups are going, why don't we get that?
Well, I would say work hard.
Well, exactly right.
Work hard and work for the organisation, and hopefully the organisation values its employees,
and that's it,
and can support the best employees to progress.
That's exactly right. But in the same sense, you can't.
I mean, this is the thing. Let's say we had a female intern who was really good at a job but had a kid.
Yeah.
Right. I think as an employee, well, I've got to fill your gap. So maternity position. All right, that's fine. All right, we do that. We fill that gap. Yeah. But I would be like, if you're really good at your job, I want you back.
Of course.
And I'll do what I will do what I can as an employer.
Yeah.
To get you back.
Yeah.
And to catch you up.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? I feel like that should just happen.
Of course. Yeah. But anyway, so let's go back to the unconscious bias thing.
Yes.
And the only thing I could think of, and I've heard this a few times, but maybe you can give shit. I think if you have a set of principles that are morally right, or morally just, and consistent with laws, and that's the only thing we can really judge things on.
Well, that's a very philosophical, because what are these moral principles, right or wrong?
Of course. But if you just say, everyone that comes into here has the opportunity to apply and is treated the same within the interview setting as best we possibly can cater, then there's no issue there's no unconscious bias. And again, you've talked about, I can't work with this type of person, like, if they're criminal, sex offender, pedophile, whatever. I'm going to remove myself from that situation because I'm going to be very biased towards this type of person.
To me, it's actually better to understand. For me, I actually prefer people to go, these are the values that I have.
Yes.
I'm putting them on the table.
Yes.
This is why I have these values.
But,
right?
Okay.
Can be completely different to someone else.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Open and discrepancy. And I think that's actually far...
So here's a question for you, because I was thinking about this. If you understand why you have a bias towards someone, and you understand your values within that, or bias towards anything...
Yeah.
Is it then unconscious?
I think...
or is that only in the implicit decision-making process that you're having?
Well, I think when you really drill down to the why you've got these values, right, where it becomes a conscious process. But I think then you're going to forget about it, and in your everyday life, you're going to...
Yeah, you're going to revert back.
Your behaviours, you're going to make decisions.
I guess, for me, it's like, the way I understand the brain is how I learn music. And, you sort of learn something, and then if you're trying to learn something different, it's hard to have that be you have to physically think about that new idea, because you'll always revert back to your old practices, your old habits. And I think it's the same for thinking. But again, if you understand why you have those values and principles in your head about anything, then it should be okay. And I don't understand.
But a lot of people don't have that why.
Well, yes, exactly right. And I think, but again, will someone who doesn't have that in their brain, or doesn't have that understanding of people, or understanding of why they think a certain way, progress as far in the workforce and be a leader as much as someone who doesn't understand that? Because that takes it potentially could, I don't know, let me know if I'm wrong, does take I would say a higher intellect or a higher ability to understand people and yourself than someone who doesn't do that.
See, I mean, people get promoted
Could be wrong.
On fluke or whatever.
Of course.
I would argue most people don't understand why they have those values. And I think when you have
Yeah.
those value conversations, it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
And it can actually be really tormenting for someone to really drill down
Yeah.
to understand why
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
why they have those values. And it's the same, like I drill down on people on the election. Like, well, why are you a Liberal voter?
Yeah.
And what are the values?
Yeah, exactly
Or
right.
why are you a Labor voter?
Yeah.
And what are those values that you have? But I think once I remember someone saying to me that, like, I don't think I could ever be like a psychologist or work with people or have people yell at me or I've got kids that work with a kid who strangled a teacher, right? And comment from the teacher saying, like, I can't believe how calm you are in working in this situation. And I guess one of the things is I know my values.
Yeah. And this is what I'm going back to. You can do that job.
I can do that job because I know my values.
Yeah.
I know where I stand. Like, I've had that intellectual thought as well. And I know that if someone is trying to get really angry and really emotional at me, that, it's not an actual proper discourse. And I'd much rather have a proper discourse. So I'm just like, fuck it. Like, you're emotional. Fuck off.
Yeah.
In a nice way.
Of course. Yeah. And I think that's, I don't know where the line, that distinction, I can't properly find that distinction between when an unconscious bias becomes a conscious bias. Like, how far into understanding your own self, your own principles, your own value, and how that correlates with everybody else.
See, I have issues with that word unconscious, right?
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's just, I think it's there. Like,
well, yeah, of course.
It's there and it's at that surface, and you could, if you really thought about it, pull it out.
Of course. And that, I have issues with that unconscious bias. So let's just say, like, you look at a bunch of teenagers and your first instinct is, oh, they're causing trouble, right? Is that because you can't just have that opinion on something unless you've experienced something of similar?
Well, there could be the reason why you have that is because other people have
told you
that's what you should believe.
That's right.
And then you look at that situation, you go, oh, okay, that's.
But more than likely, if you see a bunch of teenagers doing something, or like, a bunch of kids running around, you go, oh, that's trouble, because one, you've ever been told, which is secondhand information, or you've probably experienced something like that. And that experience that you've had around that situation is the only way to learn. I mean, that's how we learn instruments. That's how we learn, you don't learn instruments or music through osmosis. Like, 1 in a billion people can do that.
Yeah.
No, there hasn't been another Mozart, you know what I mean? But it's
our memory and our experience, right, is actually really faulty.
Oh, yeah.
It is not reliable, and it's really faulty. And one of the really interesting things is, and I love working with people, and I love exploring these things with people, right?
That's what this whole podcast is, just one big experiment.
That's it.
Trying to find out how a finance guy ticks.
But it's fascinating. It's fascinating when you have these conversations with people about, in essence, their values, but also, like you might say, okay, this person has seen a group of people, and then they lock their car door because they go, oh, they're scary. And over a number of years, this belief system, and I wouldn't say it's unconscious. I would say it's there, but you haven't quite tapped. You haven't quite
I was going to say, and
tapped into it, right? But you do it more and more and more, and it can happen more and more, and different social external stimuli can reinforce.
But that
this.
sort of thing is because that, I guess, for music term, for guitars, right? If you learn something and you learn it, like, you do it for a year, that becomes that whole muscle memory. I know it's not a real thing, but that muscle memory. And I'm assuming those sort of activities that you do, like, locking your car door when you see a certain kind of person outside, is not real. It's more of a muscle memory reaction rather than it's not really unconscious, because you go, I see this, my brain sees this, that means I should do this, because that triggers an activity. It's not unconscious, because there's definitely a thought process involved.
Well, there is a thought process, because when these behaviours actually cause a problem in someone's life, impairs their daily functioning, and they come in and they see a therapist, and then we start to challenge.
Yeah.
Once again, it's an uncomfortable experience for people, because we're going, well, give me evidence.
Yeah.
And they're going, oh, but I locked my car door because I saw these scary people. How do you know they're scary?
Yeah.
Like, what were they actually doing? Oh, well, they were just standing around talking to each other. And you know what I mean? And you really... Hello. And you really drill down into it, and then they sort of go, well, hang on a second, I can't actually...
Yeah.
I can't actually justify why I did this behaviour.
Yeah.
But I don't... And then they go to this point where, like, well, I don't know why... I don't know... Then they're at this point of, like, I don't know why I did... Like, why I do this. Or I don't know why I do this, this behaviour. And you're able to sort of go, well, you are actually thinking about this.
Of course you are.
These are... You don't realise that they're thoughts, but there is that process that's actually occurring. And then you drill deeper into, well, values and why would this happen? And is this the actual person you want to be? And so forth.
Again, I think the whole process, I mean, I'm having a bit of laugh at them finding the study didn't find what they wanted, which is the best thing.
Well, they had a bias.
They had this unconscious bias, or this, I thought that was the most ironically funny thing ever. But the biggest thing I had an issue with was they called it unconscious bias. And I'm like, nah, Kieran's going to eat this shit up. He's going to go, nah, fuck this shit. Because I've talked with you enough, and I love listening to you talk about this sort of stuff, because it helps me understand the world a little bit more in a different way. And as soon as I saw this, I'm like, Kieran's going to love this, because I know he's going to shit.
I don't mind a snazzy title to get people into the door.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
But
unconscious bias.
You know what I mean? Start the seminar with, yeah, by the way, you're suckers because you've come to this because it's the title.
And you know what? This lady did not do that. So, Kieran won. Again, PhD man, non-PhD woman, 0.
Woohoo! Cha-ching.
Kieran, how about we say we wrap this one up, because it's actually been a really cool episode.
An hour and a half.
Jeez, when the fuck did that happen?
That conversation on unconscious bias took 30 minutes.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes, who would have thought we'd have an intellectual conversation after stories about thoughts? And a man who got out of a soccer game by pretending to be dead. Sometimes we just we do surprise ourselves. But Kieran, I'm very much looking forward to episode 45 to be placed onto the correct SoundCloud page for all our lovely listeners. And speaking for all our lovely wankers out there, make sure you do follow us on SoundCloud, on iTunes, where you will find the new episode 45 and this episode, obviously 46, and hopefully on Sunday, the 2nd of December, 2018. Part 1, maybe, of episode 29? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll
unless, typically what Kieran does. But definitely follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course...
And I've got to do a shout out. If you're listening to this, it would mean the world to 11-year-old if you could go onto YouTube, VJ the DJ, and just subscribe to his YouTube channel.
We should do that.
I'm already subscribed.
There you go.
But if he could get a few more subscribers, he would love it.
I'm in that. And of course, if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, you can either record it on your phone and send it to us at the We Only Do One Take podcast at gmail.com, or you can just email us a lovely letter or anything like that. And, just give us a review as well. Do what you want to do. But keep in contact. We love you guys quite a bit. Kieran, 46 episodes in. We're warming up to our big
50th
episode.
Christmas Day.
And Christmas Day. Is it 50th one on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And then we've got 51 in Phillip Island.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be very exciting. We're going to have to do some party games for that one. But thank you for another fantastic episode and
Thank
a
you.
30-minute talk about unconscious bias.
You're welcome.
I feel like I learned heaps, amazingly. And we will see all you lovely wankers next Thursday.
Good discussion.
I was very impressed. I didn't realize we were going off for half an hour.
Yeah. I sort of looked down. I was like, oh, shit.
My Fitbit is telling me it's time for bed.
Yeah.